What is up, my dudes? This is Trent with the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Today's episode, I have my 10 favorite sleepers for Week 13, guys, and they're all below 45% roster on Sleeper. Sleeper, that absolute best place for fantasy football, guys. So there's a good shot. These guys are available in your leagues. You can plug them into your lineups, give them a shot, if you like the matchup better. All that good stuff, guys. Let's start this off with the quarterbacks, guys. First on my list, I have Bryce Young. He is one of the few guys that was on the waiver wire pod on my sleeper episode today. Tampa Bay is the fourth best defense when it comes to fantasy points. Tampa Bay is the fourth best matchup for fantasy quarterbacks when it comes to fantasy points. Tampa Bay is giving up 20.8 fantasy points per game, guys. Really good spot for Bryce Young. I like that Mike Evans is back, so maybe Baker Mayfield throws it a lot. Bucky Irving's playing good. I think the Bucs can score a lot of points on this Carolina Panthers team, but I also think, with what I saw out of Bryce Young, how well he played against the Chiefs last week, I think this is a good spot for him to, continue where he left off. Like I said in the waiver wire pod earlier this week, you can go check that out. I'll leave a link right there in the, right there in the video. Next on my list, though, this one's always tough. I got Russell Wilson. The Bengals are the second best fantasy quarterback matchup, guys. They're giving up 22 fantasy points per game. I know the only thing I'm worried about is the Steelers' defense is really good. They slow games down. Tomlin doesn't seem like the type of coach that's just going to air the ball out, go straight up bombs over Baghdad. But I think that there's opportunity that Russell Wilson gets you 15 to 17 fantasy points in this game with how the Bengals just get absolutely clawed every single week through the air. So I don't hate Russell Wilson. I don't love it. He is 41% rostered on Sleeper, so he's available in your league. There's no bye weeks. There's no one on bye this week, so good chance you don't need a quarterback, but if you're on the fence about someone, go check out Russell Wilson. I like Bryce Young more, though. All right, next on the list, we're going to hand this off to our running backs, like I said, and running backs are tough, guys. We all know that, and especially, if you lost J.K. Dobbins, whatever, right? So with the running backs, with that being said, these are mostly, I would say it's more of like a Pylon prayer rather than a waiver ad. You got handcuffs, and this is a Pylon prayer, and so let's get in here. Pylon prayers. First on the list, Kamani Vidal, guys. He's 15% rostered. J.K. Dobbins got hurt. Doesn't look like J.K. Dobbins is going to play. So I think Kamani Vidal, he had that opportunity earlier in the year where he had a really nice game against the Denver Broncos. I like Vidal. Gus Edwards is the guy there, but why can't Kamani be the guy there also? He's had some success. I just think he may have a role again. And maybe this is a kind of a pump the brakes, wait and see, but he's going to someone has to help fill the shoes of J.K. Dobbins. It's not going to be Gus Edwards. Harbaugh uses a committee, usually. I like Vidal more than I like Haskins there, even though Haskins probably will still get some goal line cracks. All right, next on my list, Braylon Allen, and like I said, maybe more of a handcuff, Pylon prayer. Breece Hall has had a little bit of knee issues. Looks like I am recording this on Thursday night. Happy Thanksgiving. So, happy Black Friday, I guess is the new thing to say. That's a holiday now. So, Braylon Allen, if he gets the opportunity, he's good. It's a good play. Let's just monitor the situation. Guy should be on the roster, guys. He is 44% rostered on Sleeper. Next on the list, guys, I got Ray Davis. This game is going to be a snowball. They're going to have to get the snow plowed. The Mafia is going to have to come clean out seats, probably against what it's looking like at the moment. Why not Ray Davis? 21% rostered on Sleepers, guys. They're going to be running the ball a lot. The weather's going to be bad. The elements are going to be bad. Why do we not think that Ray Davis maybe just, punches one in to cap off a drive from James Cook or Josh Allen running around? So I got Ray Davis there. All right, we're going to throw this over to the wide receivers, guys. And the wide receivers here, we got, it's tough, right? So let's go here to the wide receivers. Like I said, Marquez Valdez-Scantling coming off the bye, guys. Scantling he's been playing really good. Last two games, looking at it here, 28 points, 17 points. Coming off the bye week, I would think him and Derek Carr maybe put some time in running routes, stuff like that. So week after week, he's been exploding. Not a ton of volume. Each game has had 3 or 2 catches, never going over 3 catches. So I think Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he's playing the Rams. The Rams are a team that, teams have had success against through the air. And the Rams, what's their stats here? Let me just pull this up right now. Rams are middle of the road 15th, so they're giving up 20, half point PPR. They're giving up 26.1 fantasy points per game to the wide receiver position. So not bad. Derek Carr is going to have to throw the ball. On the other side of the ball, the Saints are getting destroyed through the air. 5th best wide receiver fantasy matchup. So, yeah, the Saints are going to have to keep up. They're going to have to throw the ball. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is going to be the guy there, in my opinion, because he's been proving it. I don't even know why it's a sleeper, but the guy still is only rostered 40%. So available in plenty of your leagues, guys. And all right, next wide receiver here, Rashad Bateman. The guy caught an absolute moonball last week from Lamar Jackson. It looked great. Tough matchup. Eagles are really tough against the pass, really tough on wide receivers, about as tough as it gets. The guy has 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's caught 5 touchdowns on the year so far, guys. No, he had one last week. It's going to take all the birds in the nest to beat the Eagles this week. Eagles are very tough. So I like Rashad Bateman as a guy that's going to get you, 8 to 10 fantasy points. Maybe he gets another touchdown. Deontay Johnson is not a threat. His snap percentage just isn't there. Rashad Bateman took 57% of the snaps. 2 weeks ago against Pittsburgh, he had 80% of the snaps. So he did go a little bit down a little bit versus the Chargers. But Philadelphia, I think Lamar's going to be running around. He's going to find a guy. Who do we think the TD guy is going to be? One of these guys, 2 of them are going to catch a touchdown this game. I think Bateman has as good of shot as anyone. All right. One more guy that was on the waiver wire pod. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. I don't know what else this guy has to do. He just keeps scoring touchdowns, guys. He's only 27% rostered. Give this guy some respect. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touchdown catches on the season, guys. Like I say every week, more touchdown catches than Justin Jefferson. So has a good matchup versus Washington. Cooper Rush just looked pretty good against Washington. And Washington's the 12th best fantasy matchup for wide receivers, giving 26.5 fantasy points per game, guys. All right. That's all my wide receivers. Last, I got one tight end for you. Just one, guys. And like I said, Will Levis was on the waiver wire pod. It's a good matchup for him versus Commanders. Chig Okonkwo, I believe is how you pronounce this, had a nice TD last week. 7% rostered. Caught a long touchdown pass. Shows he's athletic. He only had 1 catch for 70 yards. Maybe Will Levis uses this guy a little bit more. My favorite, sleeper tight end was Schoonmaker. He already played on Thanksgiving. So now I got Chig, guys. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. What do you think of these sleeper episodes? You want me to keep doing it? The guys didn't do a DFS. I did not do an underdog pod today, so I thought I'd do a sleeper pod. I enjoy the sleeper stuff. I like the waiver stuff. So let me know, guys. Give me a like. Give me a sub. The subs really help us out, guys. The more subs we get, the more we want to do more shows. The more shows we do, the more entertainment. So let me know, guys. Really appreciate it. Thought I'd just kick something around with this. I will see you on Monday with my waiver wire episode. All waivers are below 55% rostered on Sleeper. So I have a lot of fun doing that one, guys. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. And as always, see you next time and take care.
This has been another episode of the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Remember to rate, review, and follow. For more information, go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And remember, we are sorry for absolutely nothing.